Let's bring in our next guest. He made a big announcement this past week when he decided to return to BYU for his final year of eligibility. Our pleasure to welcome to the Wise Guys 6'5", 273-pound defensive end, the pride of Payson High School, Tyler Batty. Pop those headphones on and we're on live. Nice job. How you doing?
Good. How about you guys?
All right.
Good.
Tell us, what did Bronson just tell you?
Secrets, sorry. Deep state secrets.
Deep state secrets
of BYU.
We were talking to him over here about you, and then you're over there, and I'm sure that's where the wisdom's passed, right? When we're away from the cameras and it's just defensive end to defensive end.
That's exactly what was going on. That's exactly what was going on. We were just talking about defensive end stuff. So
what went into the decision to come back and play for another year 2 in the Big 12?
Shoot, man, there's a lot, honestly, that went into it. That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
That's the first one you're going to open with,
yeah,
right
we're
there,
firing right out of the gate. That's how we do it here.
What was step one? What's step one?
And then we'll dissect all those levels. But no, really, that's the story of the week with you. Is you're coming back and great response from Cougar Nation, as you would expect. But there's a deeper reason why, because you have a family and you want a job, and the NFL's an opportunity there, and you got to get ready.
Yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, this first season in the Big 12 was a lot of fun. Yeah. We had a lot of games that we wish would have ended differently, that that we feel like we left on the table, honestly. And so that was definitely a part of it, is just not wanting that to be kind of my story at BYU, like, oh yeah, he was here, went 2 10-win seasons and then an 8-win season and then a 5-win season.
Right.
Didn't want to go out like that.
I like that. That's good, man.
So
that's good. That's good.
That's part of it. Another thing is, with the NFL in mind, being able to boost my draft stock. You know what I mean? Yeah. So being able to come back, having that, at least that opportunity. You never know what may happen, but at least having the opportunity to come back, put some more good stuff on tape, and try to boost, where scouts and NFL teams see me.
Some of your best football were the last 2 games of this season. And the defense as a whole played some of their best defensive football against Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. I know we had a few plays on AFR. You went through 2 linemen, sacked the quarterback, and that's Tyler Batty. 5 more of those, and an NFL scout's going, yeah, let's get him. Right. Let's get him on the phone. And so then what is on your to-do list between now and December and the start of your last season of college football? What is it in this off season that you've got to do?
First is just get healthy, just get rested up from the season. It's a long season. We played a lot of tough teams. So that's number one right now. Take December, especially where we're not, unfortunately we're not, prepping for a bowl, but, get healthy. And then, come January 1, I think as a player, you're always, and as a competitor, you're always trying to level up, right? So that's really what it comes down to is, there's always another version of you, a better version of you. And so for me personally, right, that's playing the run, that's rushing the passer, that's, being a captain, right, and leading our team and making sure that, we as a defensive unit, we as a D-line are ready to roll into another season of football come fall.
So, I'm assuming that like all the other guys, you put your name into the draft. I guess the scout, right, to get the feedback. Yeah, you get the feedback, and then that, helps you with your decision, right? So, what was some of the feedback that you got from the scouts that you're gonna, implement? Is it, hey, you got to get faster here, quicker here, gain more weight? What was some of that? That's
really what it comes down to. They said they'd like to see a little bit more twitch. Which is something for sure that
Twitch, what is that?
Just like quick
twitch, really, just like explosiveness. And so that's something that's one of those things you can always have more of, right? You can always have more of. And so,
a lot of clings for you this offseason.
Yeah, that's right. Get the hips popping, get the legs strong, get the legs right. They at the end of the day, they want to see more production in the run game, right, in the pass. And so again, that's stuff I'm going to be focused on, really just, like I said before, just kind of leveling up in that, right? Trying to find that next level of, okay, now I'm really comfortable in the defense. I'm really comfortable in my position, right? But not getting too comfortable, right? Trying to, again, continue to be uncomfortable and try to grow and learn. And, another off season full of film study, full of working out, full of, just drilling those fundamentals over and over again is going to help all of those things, the twitch, the production. It's going to help all that show up come game time. One
thing fans don't get as they sit in the stands or watch on TV is any of the impact that your body's taking in a football game. So explain it at the end of 12 games in that first year of the Big 12, 10 straight P5 opponents. What does your body feel like?
It hurts.
like the pinky hurts all the way down to the knee, the ankle. Is there any part of a football player that doesn't hurt after a season like that?
I was gonna say maybe third string guys.
Third string guys got through. Okay. Yeah. Well, neither of you guys were third string guys. What does the wear and tear? Describe it.
Like you said, it's top down. It's top down. Everything hurts. Hands hurts to grab stuff, hurts to hold on to stuff, hurts to more than likely your shoulders are also hurting. It hurts to move your shoulders.
This shoulder right here is still lower.
Still lower.
So when I get like tailored, the seamstress, they always make fun of me. They're like, well, your left shoulder? I'm like, yeah, I play football.
So why do you do it? Why do you do it?
Because it's fun. At the end of the day, like, it's fun. It's rewarding. You love it, right?
Yeah,
like that's.
You love it. You love it. Like,
and you get and some, including yourself, are good enough to get a legitimate shot at a job doing it.
Right.
And there's that pull with the economics of things, but still, it's a beating of the human body that again, most of us in the stands have no idea. We're just like, oh man, he just killed that guy. And everyone cheers and you're like going, I just killed that guy and myself at the same time.
And my shoulder, yeah.
I think that's funny. I think 2 years ago when we were playing, it's probably been like the hardest impact that I've had during football. When we were playing Arizona State, I think the quarterback, Jaden Daniels at the time, he scrambles. So Max triggers on him. I'm chasing him down from behind, and we hit him at the same time. And I tasted a lot of things in that moment, and it was. I think probably more than likely, like me and Max just went head to head, full speed.
Because he's full speed. There's no slowing Max either.
No.
Yeah. The worst hits that defensive players get is friendly fire.
Oh yeah.
It's not even taken on like a running back.
You see that coming, right? If you see that.
That's exactly right. And based off of who your guys are, like playing behind you or on the side of you, makes a huge difference of how bad that friendly fire is. So I had Andrew Rich.
Yeah.
And when he missed, it was, I'm like half his size. And so, you're playing with somebody like Max, who is Max is crazy.
Mad Max, bro.
He's the type of crazy, he's like reckless to me. Like just no regard.
Like a linebacker.
Yeah.
Rob Morris, just go down the list.
Yeah, that's what you want. However, like the give and take from that is that when you get friendly fire from somebody like Max, it ends up hurting.
So you get your bell rung and you're thinking, how am I going to get to the sideline?
It wasn't that bad. I definitely took me a second to just be like, ow, like that, ow.
And you're the biggest guy out there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But hey, we've seen Max can bring. He can lay the wood, man. Exactly. He can lay the wood.
How devastating was it to lose John Nelson in the middle of that defensive line during the season? You get him back next year too, which the two of you guys are a great foundation piece for Jay Hill to recruit to and portal find with and bring along some of those other guys. But Nelson was a big piece because he was your inside guy.
Yeah, no, he was huge. John created a lot of havoc. Yeah. He just got after it, right, in the run game, in the pass, and so he was definitely he was definitely missed. I think you could tell. You know what I mean? They're just. Yeah. Overall as a D line, right? There's a lot of pieces that have to, even just right as a D line, there's a lot of pieces that have to come together for successful D line play. And so John was sorely missed.
and he'll be not sorely, he'll be very much welcome back.
Yes.
So that's bad news for the defense or the offense that BYU will play. I'm thinking of who's the opener, Southern Illinois. They're going to get Batty and Nelson healthy, and Adam. That's good for BYU.
Right. So what I really want to know is, I played the Mountain West, right? And I played against Oklahoma and Florida State. So I had some P5 moments, but I didn't have it back to back to back to back. You had an opportunity to, have a schedule where you're independent. Now, mind you, you guys played a lot of P5s, so it wasn't just, strictly, double A, D2 schools.
Wasn't Idaho State every week.
Yeah.
What's the difference like as a player from like body, mentality, like travel? I want to know everything.
Yeah. No, at the end of the day, it's football. You know what I mean? Like, realistically, I think it's interesting because COVID season, I felt like gave us a good perspective on that. You know what I mean? Just because it's like we played some good teams, during COVID. We played some other teams, that weren't, all that great. But at the end of the day, whether there's fans in the stand or not, you're going to go out there and you're going to play football. And so honestly, this season, with that being said, there are some differences, right? P5 schools, they're going to have more talented guys, right? They're going to have more talent on the field. They're going to have more size. Yeah. That was the biggest thing, for me, is size. You look at across the board. It doesn't matter the position, right? Most of the time I'm scouting offenses, but I mean, you guys saw Sweat, what's his first name? Number 93 for Texas. He's their D tackle.
Yeah.
He got Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's Devondre Sweat. Anyways, he's unreal. Like, watching film on him, I mean, that's about the only like defensive dude that I really saw. As I was watching film throughout the season, I was just like, that dude's unreal. I saw him just like shove over 360-pound offensive guards, and I'm just like,
he's like a top 15 pick, right?
Yeah.
He's something like that.
He merits it, man. He's unreal. But that's the thing is, you look at all the Big 12 or all the Big 12 offensive lines.
They're all trees.
Yeah. They're massive. Yeah. You look at Arkansas. Arkansas was arguably probably the biggest offensive line we saw this year. They're in the mix, right?
Yeah.
Along with Texas and along with Oklahoma and all these schools, and so. Whether it's offensive line, whether it's tight ends, whether it's receivers, and then another position that sticks out to me is secondary. You look at the secondary in the Big 12, and they're big dudes. Yeah. They're big, tall, fast. It's just like, dang.
Suddenly our big receiving core wasn't so big.
Yeah, no, it's the truth.
Look, the reason why I'm laughing is because we played Oregon State in our bowl game. This is 2009. We were in Mountain West in the Vegas Bowl, and I remember. We took the field first as an offense, and I tapped somebody, and I was like, yo, why are all Oregon State's DBs taller than our receivers? I hadn't seen it, and I was like, it was crazy to me. And I think one of the trainers was like, this is big time football right here. Like, everybody's tall, everybody's big, and everybody can run. Did you notice a speed change too, or is the speed kind of similar?
I would say that's probably probably the least noticeable factor.
Yeah,
honestly, I felt like the speed of the game, the speed of the dudes we played, wasn't anything, wasn't anything insane. We've played some speedsters, in the past, and so I didn't notice too much of a change there.
You're playing a lot of stadiums that were loud, including your own. Here's the Cougar Board question of the week. And if you're not familiar with Cougar Board, it's the largest online community of BYU fans with thousands of posts daily. And this question comes from one of their insider subscribers. The user is Cougar Fan Blue, talking about playing in front of hostile environments on the road and as compared to home. And he's referencing the Utah BYU basketball game the other night. But his question for you specifically is, describe what it's like as a player playing in front of a friendly home crowd compared to a hostile road environment. What does the football team do to prepare mentally for the environment on the road?
That's a good question. There's nothing like playing in Lavelle Edwards Stadium.
Yeah.
There really isn't. Like
that moment you come out of the locker room and you run through and you can feel it.
It's unreal. It really is. Like
it's hard to describe. It's hard to describe it.
No, and what's crazy is, I mean, we haven't played, the big house or anything like that, but I mean, shoot, we played at Texas this year.
They had 100,000. Yeah.
And the place was packed.
Arkansas had a big crowd.
Right. Arkansas was also packed, 80 some odd thousand.
Kansas is not big, but they were engaged because it was a big year for them, big start.
And they were. And so, I feel like we've went to all these, SEC, Big 12 game day experiences. Mm-hmm. They don't have anything on BYU.
Yeah.
They don't have anything on BYU. So I love playing at home. It's absolutely unreal. We have the best fans. Like, we get Lavelle rocking.
Alcohol free.
Alcohol, that's what, and everybody's, well, probably mostly everybody's sober. You know what I mean? So I think that's even more impressive. It's the truth.
Right.
So do you do things during the week to prepare for a hostile environment?
Right, and that's where I was headed is we do. Going in, it's like when we prepped to go to Autzen last year to play Oregon. Right. That place gets rocking. It's not the largest, but it gets loud.
And the sound is right down on you.
Yeah. No, and it is, playing at Arkansas, that was loud. Playing at Texas, again, that was loud. And so, again, that affects more so the offense.
Yeah.
If they want to be loud all game on defense, it's like, let's go.
That's
let's
right.
do it.
Yeah.
You're just hurting your offense. Mm-hmm. So we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I played, when we were getting ready for Oklahoma, what Bronco did was he put like 20 speakers.
Yeah.
In the IPF and even outside, and turned it on blast so we could barely hear each other. Yeah. So
did that help?
Oh yeah. Okay. We were prepared all the way top to bottom. And back then when they ran the hurry up offense, so he even had we had to go against 2 scout teams. So after the first scout team went, the other scout team was already lined up to get us conditioned for it. And then we had the music blasting. So when we got out there, we were like, oh, this is like the last 8 days of practice. But then you get to a point too where you kind of just you go through so much experiences, right? Like it's the players, you get used to it. You get used to the venues. You get used to the crowds and the environment, and that kind of helps out a lot too. But I think it's when you go into the unknowns is where you got to prepare and do that extra stuff. But I don't think a coach can come in every year or every other year and say, hey, we're going to be at Texas this year. Let's put some more speakers. I mean, I don't know, maybe. But
what's it like when you're out there on the field and the wheels are off a little bit? You're on your heels. West Virginia might be a good example where their crowd's into it. It's loud, chaotic. They're coming at you. They're going no huddle. They're finding success on the edge or the middle or whatever they were doing. To stop and be able to regroup with your group of 10 other guys in that huddle for a few seconds, how difficult is it to just go, guys, let's bring it all in here with all of that going on? And it seemed like there's a lot of panic and anxiety.
It's super hard. I think that's one of like the biggest things in football is like your composure.
Yeah.
Your composure at any given moment throughout the game. And so in situations like that, when you are on your heels, you're playing reactive, you're not being very aggressive, you're just trying to get a feel for, what they're about to do and what's, coming down the pipe. It's super hard to collectively, especially, with 11 guys on the field, say, everybody take a deep breath. So it's really tricky, and that's why those hurry ups can be so effective, right? Yeah. Is they just keep you where they want you, right? And it's in those moments you got to come up big. They're wanting to push the ball. They're wanting to push the ball. If they get a first down, it's like you got to win on first down. You got to win on first down. If you don't win on first down, they're just going to keep marching, right? Because you went on first down, it sets them back. They're out of rhythm. It messes with them. And so, that's the thing with hurry up is if you can shut it down, you're going to shut it down all game, right? But in those cases where they keep finding seams, whether it's the edge, whether it's up the middle, it's really hard to kind of stop that charge.
Somebody he makes a great point. Somebody's got to go make a play at that moment, because it's really hard for a defensive coordinator to anticipate what the offense is going to do because they're in hurry up. And so what that does for us as a defense? We got to play bland, vanilla defense. no blitzing, no nothing, because that preparation, from play one to the next play to the next play, the D coordinator can't look at personnel because it's the same personnel in there. Can't look at where they're at on the field. Like that time that D coordinator gets to call that play is gone, and so it puts us in a really bad situation where we're playing almost safe defense. We would always just do cover 4, and until somebody made a play. Right.
Yeah.
Now you can and that's why having, guys like you and guys like Bronson and guys like Kyle Van Noy, somebody who is, one of those leaders, somebody that's kind of the anchor of the defense. That's when you guys got to say, okay, all right, I got it. We're in hurry up mode. I got to go make a play.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Transfer portal is wide open. It's going to be for a few more days, a couple of weeks, I think, and then it'll open up again for 15 days in April. What do you think Jay Hill needs to add to your defense for year 2 in the Big 12?
I don't think a whole lot, honestly. I think
just more of,
right,
or what?
Just consistency, right? Continue to build consistency. With our, as we continue, right, to accumulate, personnel and whether it's out of high school, whether it is through the portal. That will happen, right? But at the end of the day, I think the most important thing is the dudes that we have returning, making sure that everybody is now more than comfortable in that defense for a second season, right? Because then as we get the new guys in, it's no longer coaches teaching the new guys, this is the defense. It's you have dudes who are returning who know the defense inside and out.
That's a good point.
Know the defense inside and out. And so if a new dude shows up, whether it's out of high school, out of the transfer portal, it's, hey, I know the defense almost as well as the coaches.
You can show them.
Yeah, exactly. Let me sit down. Let me explain it to you. And now you run that back to me and let's see how well you actually know the defense, and that's what I'm really excited for going into this year is we're going to have that, with the guys that are returning.
Well said. BYU defensive end Tyler Batty was named second team All Big 12 after 57 tackles, second most among defensive linemen in the league, 5.5 sacks, forced a couple of fumbles. Plus, he had one big catch on a fake punt that went for 36 yards and a first down at Oklahoma State. How much fun. I think as we broke down the play that you might have been smiling while you were running, but how much fun was that play for you?
Oh, dude, it absolutely – I would, it was so much fun. I like I said, I haven't caught a ball since high school in a game, So it's been.
Were you worried that you might drop it when
No.
it's coming to you? You're wide open. Could you feel that you were wide open?
Yeah. As soon as I saw it open up, I mean, it was just, and it was wide open, right?
Oh, yeah.
All of our guys just run for the sideline. I see it open up, and I'm like, the only dude I can see all the way down there is the returner. This is going to be wide open. And so what I was, and that
returner is like 5'9".
Yeah, I was super nervous. And as soon as, it's one of those moments, everything slows down.
So before the snap, it's a fake.
Yeah.
And you know where to go.
Yep.
You're not quite sure what Oklahoma State's going to do. And then they all bailed, which made it great. But so you're thinking before that snap, what? Don't drop it. Get down the field. What's going through your mind?
We've done this a million times. times.
Yeah.
And that was like as the ball was snapping, because I was like, all right, this is the look. Deep breath. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Snap it. Ball goes. Yeah, you get that look. And like as I'm about to take off from the shield, I'm just like,
it's happening.
Another day in practice. We've done this a million times. And sure enough.
And Rico gets you the ball.
Yeah.
Then you turn around and you got 30 yards ahead of you.
Yeah, and just take off. I see the returner. I see him just standing there. I was like, all right, do I go left? Do I go right? He's not really moving. He's not really taking an angle. That's when I was like, up and over we're going to go. And up and sort of over we got. We didn't quite get past that point.
Now, in the Cowboys game last night, we saw their tight end leap over the Eagles guy, but he actually did go for his ankles.
Right.
And your guy, I think he didn't quite know what to do, so he just took it on.
No,
so this is a key that help you out. That returner is an offensive player, right? So he's not used to tackling. So that's why he was a deer in headlights, like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
And then you just nailed him.
If that was a DB, your move would have been Sports Center. Like you would have easily jumped over him, because as a small player like myself, I'm going diving at your legs, your ankles, just like what you anticipated. But because he's an offensive player, he's not. It's like a kicker trying to make a tackle. Well, maybe not so much. Maybe a kicker in the NFL. It's like that, right? They're not used to doing it. So next time that happens, look and see, does he play offense or is he play defense?
Did you think when he didn't move that you thought, I'm just going to bulldoze this guy? Well, I know you tried to leap, but you leaped and bulldozed him.
Well, he just took the charge.
Yeah,
he just took the charge. Like, to be honest, I know for sure he plays basketball because
there was no referee to bail him out.
He didn't even put his shoulder down. He just stood there.
That's what I mean. You know what? If you would have heard what Uncle B said,
he took the charge
in the green room. So we were watching that in the green room. Of BYU TV. I can't tell you because I got to keep it PG 13.
Yeah, this is a family show.
Oh my goodness, man! I still think about it.
Everyone was just stunned that we tried a couple of fake punts during the season that just had backfired.
Yeah,
and this one was so run to perfection, and the team was up 21-6, and things were flying high, and it was probably the best half of football the whole season. Yeah. And then this play comes. And everyone's just like going, this is our day.
Yeah. Yeah, a little cherry on top.
You had that 36-yarder. That's awesome. All right, last couple of questions. The Royal Blue Collective has been helpful for you. Tell us about the sponsors that are involved in your life and how that's all going.
Yeah, so with the Royal Blue's been awesome, right? So, since kind of this new age of NIL has came in, Coach Satake Kalani and, a large amount of donors, they wanted to take a more, I would say holistic stab, at NIL, not just pay to play,
not just hand out money.
Exactly. Yeah. Not just, tossing guys cash and saying, hey, come here. We've seen that fail at other schools, like Texas A&M, ton of money involved. And so the Royal Blue has done an awesome job, coming in and saying, we want that, financial boost to be a part of it, right? And not only just for your top guys on the team, we want everybody to be involved, right? Everyone contributes to this program, and that's something that I've really loved in my time at BYU is it hasn't just been, our locker room culture has been great. It's not just you walk into our locker room, you don't know who's a walk-on, you don't know who's a starter.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? And we've had plenty of walk-ons contribute on the field in massive ways, earn a scholarship and whatnot. And so, of course, the walk-ons are, we treat them like part of the team because they're vital.
Yeah.
And so, again, that's definitely part of the collective's effort to not only support, again, the guys that are on scholarship, but everyone. And so financially, right, a little bit of help there, but also like you mentioned the mentorship.
Yeah.
So again, multiple owners of companies have stepped in and went above and beyond, not to only say, here, we're gonna donate some money to the Royal Blue, but also we want to give these guys experiences, advice, future job opportunities when they're done with football. We want to prepare them for the best we can for a life after football. And so we've been involved, right? Me personally, I've been involved with multiple companies. And
you can say them if you want.
Yeah, no. So and I was about to. So I work with Josh Jurgensen from PAX, right? So he's been one of my mentors. Min Kim with NutriCost again. I think he mentors probably every guy on the team a little bit. Min's been awesome. Josh has been awesome as well.
Yeah.
So those guys, those are my two primary mentors that I have, and so I get to work with them. I get to pick their brain. Again, we had a lunch with Josh the other day, right? And he, sat us, there was about 20, 30 of us, that he sat down and gave us a little presentation on PAX, right?
Yeah.
What do they do? How he came to be involved with PAX, what, our involvement in PAX could look like in the future if we're interested, for guys that are graduating, that's big, that aren't looking to move on with football, as a career.
Right. And PAX is what you see on the field. It's actually spelled down there on the field.
Yep, exactly. So they're a kind of a healthcare administration, right? They do, they manage, rapid recovery centers, right? So they do a lot of rehab, these kind of live-in rehab or kind of not quite a nursing home, if you will, you know what I mean? But, but to give people kind of an idea of, you know, of what they are, right? They're living facilities,
assisted living.
Kind of assisted living for people, you know, post surgery, post, you know, whatever type of health event, condition, et cetera. So, but Josh has been awesome to work with and get to know better. And those guys provide some pretty invaluable experience, you know, and advice that, you know, a lot of guys probably haven't ever gotten in the past at BYU, right? Yeah. BYU's connections are unmatched.
Yep.
They really are. You know, when I was getting recruited out of high school, Princeton was actually in the mix. And that's one thing they really touted, you know, was like, Princeton, you know, we have graduates doing this and this and this
you get
all
jobs.
over the world.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so they're like, we can connect you with so many people. Yeah. And, you know, that was really cool. BYU does it better.
Yeah.
Hands down.
That's why I stayed here. Being from the Bay Area, not being LDS, I immediately saw that, and I have close teammates that are LDS, or they're not LDS. They're like me, black as well. They'll try to go back home, and like 6 months to 12 months later, they come back because they know the connections that they have. And once they kind of get past the I'm not LDS and I'm a minority, it's irrelevant. They realize how important that BYU connection is.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
And you graduate this month.
I do.
And so this next year, as you prepare for your final year of eligibility and tinker more with school, are very important for your NIL relationships as well, especially the mentoring, because you're on your way out into the real world. Exactly. Whether that world's the NFL or business, that's where you are. That's next.
School is finally ending.
Yeah.
Thankfully. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So that's gone well for you. I know the Royal Blue Collective and the other groups are working hard to keep BYU competitive in that field. You feel they're competitive in that field?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, and honestly, we're not a school that we're not going to put up 10 million for Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? Something like that. That's not BYU, right? And I don't
it never will be.
Right. And so I don't think we try to be that, right?
Yeah.
We offer very specific benefits and very specific opportunities that you can't get at other schools. And so I think that's how we capitalize on it is, okay, yeah, there may be a monetary portion involved, but let's capitalize on our uniqueness, on those connections, on the networking, on our team culture, right? Really just relationship based over, we're just going to pay you a ton of money to come play here.
Yeah.
What we are prepared to offer you are 5 quick questions. And you heard us grill Bronson a moment ago, and now you're in the spotlight. These are rapid fire. It is a 2-hour show, but it's the tail end, so it's not 2 more hours in this. So Belo's going to hit you up with these, and this is going to reveal a lot about you. Here we go. 5 questions with Tyler Batty.
And don't worry, we won't judge you, but we will pray for you.
But this is live and recorded.
Favorite sports movie?
Ooh. You guys couldn't have sent these to me before. Let me think about it.
Favorite sports movie?
Play Clock.
Oh.
I will say
We Are Marshall's a great one.
We got Marshall.
We are Marshall.
Bronson went with the Titans.
That's why I didn't say that, because I heard him say that, and then I didn't want to be repetitive.
So
that's up there as well,
Yeah.
Just say I said that when I was asked these. So
okay.
Marie Osmond went right with Hoosiers. She didn't even think twice about it. Okay, We Are Marshall. All right.
Favorite singer, band, artist, rapper, country.
I don't know why you have to throw rapper in on that. It's singer or band. That includes everybody.
Artist. I listen to a lot of different music, but you know what I was listening to today during my workout? Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine.
So we'll go there.
I haven't heard of them. I took them out.
Rage Against the Machine. That's kind of an 80s band, isn't it?
A little bit newer.
Yeah,
a little bit newer than that.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yes.
Okay, Belo, you put that on your.
Yeah, I put
that on your phone.
Favorite breakfast cereal.
Ooh, Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Okay. That's a common one. Favorite defensive player.
All time.
Anywhere.
BYU.
Anywhere.
Defensive player.
Defense. You play defense. Who's your favorite?
JJ Watt.
Nice.
How
That's
come?
That was, again, that's just who I grew up watching. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like really, So because I didn't grow up watching football, right? For those listening to get to know me a little bit better, and for you guys to get to know me a little bit better, we weren't a sports household. Like,
what was going on? Farming out there in Payson?
No, I'm not kidding.
That's like sports.
My dad's yeah, pretty much. You should come check it out.
I'd love to. I want to have a farm.
No,
I'd love to. I'm serious.
No, you should. No, okay, come down then.
And I know that you guys are big into horses and the whole thing. So growing up here in the south part of Utah County, where we are, you had a farm, still do. The family still does.
Yes, sir.
And that was your life. And so when did sports become a thing?
We played sports growing up. You know, everyone would play rec league. You know, I had siblings that played in high school. I had a sister that played rugby at UVU, actually. But that was really the extent of it, right? And so football wasn't like, we weren't a football family. And so both my brothers played football in high school. It was just kind of like, oh, this is fun. They were both way more involved in kind of motorsports, so dirt biking, snowmobiling, stuff like that. We spent a lot of time outdoors. And so for me, it was just like, all right, football. And so when I started watching football in junior high and through high school,
it was Watt.
Yeah, JJ Watt was the man.
Yeah,
Did you ever compete in rodeo at the Spanish Fork Rodeo Grounds?
I didn't. No.
You weren't into that?
No, I did 4-H when I was younger, which is like, you know, kind of tamed back a little bit, rodeo. Plenty of backyard rodeos. I have been bucked off the horse more than once.
Nice.
All right, here's the last one, number 5.
Favorite childhood Christmas moment?
You see how after this interview, everyone knows Tyler Batty like they didn't know before.
These are good. These are good questions. They're making me think. Probably one of the most memorable was one year when we got bikes for Christmas.
What kind of bikes?
They were some Diamondback. They were like they were hardtails, right? So a single shock up front, hardtail Diamondbacks. Mine was blue. My brother's was green.
Nice.
I remember Christmas morning is my favorite thing. Christmas is my holiday. I have so many good memories, and so, but that was one where we came out. You know, we the tree always looks great in the morning. All the presents, you're so excited, and I remember they were in the garage, and so they were like, "Oh wait, what's this in the garage?" And opened up.
Yeah, Santa can't get everything in the house.
No, but it was snowing, right? And so it was snowing. There was fresh snow outside. We didn't care. We grabbed the bikes. We went outside. We started riding in the snow, nice. and that's definitely one of my favorite ones.
That's a classic. That's awesome. The great Tyler Batty, getting ready for his final year at BYU and the Cougars' second year in the Big 12. And would you please expose farm life to Below?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Put him on a horse and make sure you're recording it.
I've been on horses, but let's definitely record it. I've been on horses.
I'm sure you have, but you haven't been on his horses.
No. And like, if you guys need help, like if there's a day you need help to do stuff, like I'm serious, man. I want to get a farm.
Every day there's something to do.
I'm gonna text you right now.
There's something to do. That's something you'll learn. If you want a farm, that's something you'll learn. There's a never-ending list of stuff to do, so you're always welcome to come down.
That'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to those pictures. Tyler Batty with us,
taking videos
here on the Wise Guys.